Hello. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Sean Bates. I'm excited to be doing this project here today. I'm going to take you through Tableau and look at a little bit of the sheets and dashboard that I put together for the bicycle data for all the regions. I'll go through each sheet, show you what information and data I put together for each chart, and try to show you what I was thinking and what I was trying to compare. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Alright, and I'm just going to walk you through my Tableau, just look at the different sheets that I put together for the statistics, and kind of just give you an idea of what I was thinking when I built each one. So as you can see on this first page, I did the Central Region US bike sales. I was actually interested when I looked at the data the first time around to actually see that the Central Region did come before a couple other regions in the amount of sales, which I was a little confused about because I thought maybe bike sales in the central area would not be as high just because those states are a little colder and they seem to have a little less population. I was actually surprised to see Texas led this entire region in amount of bike sales, well over $100 million for the year. So that was actually really interesting. So I put this together kind of just to show you what I was seeing and kind of wanted to point that out. So as we look at the next sheet, I put together the U.S. profit breakdown. Because Texas kind of led the central, I decided I wanted to see all regions together and see which states came in first or were the largest within their regions. As you can see, obviously, for the West region, California leads in profit. As you can think about California, there's a lot of people out there. California, they have kind of different mindset about pollution. So and then the cities are a lot denser, a lot more people. So instead of driving bike or cars everywhere, people tend to use more bikes. So that's for California. That's not as surprising. For Texas, for the central region, I was kind of surprised. Like I said earlier, I was surprised with the amount of profit they made on their bikes. For the East region, New York obviously came in first for that one. That wasn't a surprise as New York City makes up a lot of New York, a lot of the population. With New York City being so dense, a lot of buildings, a lot of car traffic, it makes more sense to be on bikes for residents of that state. So that doesn't come as a surprise. And then for the South region, I was actually appalled that the South region actually came in last. I thought, a lot of retirees. Florida is a nice state. It'd be higher in bike sales. Obviously, it was not. So I put this chart together just to kind of show you what states in each region had the most bike sales, and it was just interesting to see Florida's the largest in the South, but the smallest region out of all four. So let me go to the next sheet. So what I wanted to do was kind of take each of the top states out of each region respectively and compare their profits. The West region, California, had the highest profit out of all four states of California, New York, Texas, and Florida. And like I stated prior, apologize to be redundant, obviously Florida and the South region come in last. But out of California, New York, Texas, and Florida, I was surprised that Florida comes in last. I would expect it over Texas, but when you think about the amount of people that live in Texas, it kind of makes a little more sense. You can put that into perspective. And then as the chart just compares profit margin, obviously higher the profit, higher the margin. So all the states are going to take in the same profit and profit margin. So there's not really any difference there. I just wanted to show the comparison. And then just show the top states of each region. And then just the difference between each one. California just trumps over the other three states that top their regions. It just almost doubles. So that does take into account the amount of people they do have. Taking a look at the last sheet, I wanted to just design a map of the United States broken down into each of the regions. And when you look at the regions, you can see it'll show you all the states that have the most. Obviously, for the central, it's Texas, so that's going to be the biggest dot. And off to the side, you can see a little legend, kind of tells you the smallest is below 10.75 or 10.75 thousand, and the highest, the biggest one being over 48 million. So then we just look down, we got the East. Obviously, like I said, New York comes in first for the East, so it's got the biggest bubble. You see all the other little bubbles there. And what I kind of noticed was it seems like a lot of states that either border the ocean or have, or border a lake or have their own type of body of water within the state, it seems like those states have the higher bike sales. So I kind of thought about maybe the weather, uh, due to having the water within the state, makes it cooler, more better environment to bike. That's just a theory that I had, just looking at the data. For the South region, obviously, you see Florida down there. It's not that big, but it is the biggest out of that region. And then you can see Georgia, North Carolina, and Virginia both are big in population, and they're border the water and have pretty big amount of sales as well. It's kind of supports my theory. And then at the end, we have the West region, California coming in the top. Looking at the sales, it's pretty solid up here. See, still with the water, barrier water, having more sales. Alright, so then I put together a couple dashboards. I wanted to show you, take a look at this one. So we have the U.S. Central Bike Sales again, showing you Texas tops all the other states within their region. Illinois coming in second, Michigan coming in third. Also supports my theory. Texas is against the Gulf of Mexico, so I believe that bike sales come from people that live near the water, like Illinois, Michigan are both on the Lake Erie. I believe that more people buy bikes in that area to enjoy the breeze and enjoy a nice bike ride. So that's kind of what I'm getting from the statistics. And then I just drop it down to the profit margin comparison from each of the top states in the central. Again, just reinforcing that California, there's a lot more people buying bikes, so it's going to be a higher profit over in the West because, I mean, obviously California just has a lot more people, and then, you know, New York's second because that's the second biggest amount of people in the state. So this kind of just supports that. And I did want to show you one more dashboard. Just kind of break it down again, looking at the different breakdown of the profits for all the regions. So pretty much, we'll show you the last dashboard. It's just the central U.S. bike sales again, just resupporting that Texas just takes the winner of them all. And yeah.